Thank you so much for joining me. Oh boy, some construction going on.
No.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone. Kat, you should be able to unmute yourself though. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, just to make sure we can can all hear. We should have time for questions at the end of the session. But also, if you'd like, you can leave questions in the chat, and we'll try to address them when we can. We also would love if people want to say hello and where they're calling in from today. It would be great to see you all. And we will get started in just a couple minutes. We're just going to give it a few minutes to let people join. That's a new background, Kat. I haven't seen
Yes.
that
Yes.
option before.
All right. Very zen-like.
It is. It's great. Hi, Carly. Nice to see you. Carly from Brush Creek Ranch.
Carly. Hi, Julian. Great to see you.
Great. Irini from Crete. I hope the weather is nice in Crete right now. I can dream about being
Dreaming
on
of
an
Crete.
island somewhere.
Yeah.
Karina, so lovely to see you all. Thank you again, everyone, for joining. It's great to have everyone here. So I think we'll probably go ahead and get started. We'll probably have people coming in as we go, but I'll go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Nikki Wiesenfeld. I am a business development manager and hotel community manager at Michelin and Tablet. I am based in Portland, Oregon, and I manage partnerships with hotels mostly on the west coast of the US, but also Canada, Iceland, and Germany. I've been with Tablet and Michelin in one way or another for 18 years now. So I probably worked with a lot of you in the audience at some point. But super, super grateful to have you all here to talk about our partnership and kind of what we can do to optimize your listing and work together more closely. And Kat, if you want to introduce yourself and get started, I will start
Yeah.
sharing my screen while you're saying
Yes.
hello.
Okay. Thanks, Nikki. So hi, everyone. I am Kat Aid, and I'm a business development manager. I'm based in New York City, and I've been with the Michelin Guide and Tablet Hotels not quite as long as Nikki, for about 8 years now. And I oversee our partnerships in a variety of markets, including New York and the southeastern US, as well as Portugal, the Middle East, and the Caribbean. So thank you again for joining, and we'll get started in a moment.
Yes, I should have started this process sooner because it's always
It's always more
a
complicated.
thing.
Here we go. We're getting into it.
Okay.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Go right in. Okay. So on our business development team, we are in constant conversation with hoteliers, talking about how they can maximize the value of our partnership. And we represent a very diverse selection of hotels. But we know that it's to your advantage to understand all of the actions that you can take to optimize production, but still make sure that your hotel stands out on our platforms. So to support our partners, we put together this presentation to tell you about how we work and to give you an overview of the tools and the programs that are available to you. So we'll start with just a bit of background on our company. I'll go right to the next one. Thank you. So the Michelin Guide has been around now for more than 120 years. And in fact, when the guide was first published, it was hotels and not restaurants that were featured. The Red Book was originally created to encourage French motorists to drive more and specifically on their Michelin tires, and it helped them to find hotels and mechanics and gas stations along their route. So we've definitely evolved quite a bit since then, but here you can see our predecessor, that original red guide from 1900. Go to the next one. Thank you. So it's, of course, the restaurant selection that really made the Michelin Guide famous. The now iconic star rating system has come to define the way that we talk about and celebrate exceptional hospitality. And over the past 125 years, Michelin has truly become a legacy brand and a household name that is synonymous with excellence and recognized internationally. I'll tell you a bit about Tablet now. So Tablet was born in the year 2000, really on the premise that the OTA landscape had become so oversaturated with these massive and mediocre OTA platforms that the process of travel planning almost felt overwhelming. So Tablet came along with this goal to help our customers cut through all the noise and only feature the best hotels. And those are hotels from all over the world, across styles and across budgets. So we're proud to call Tablet the original boutique hotel curator for that reason. And while the OTA landscape has changed dramatically over the past 25 years, our original goal is still at the heart of what we do. We're helping our users to find and book incredible hotels that they may not have otherwise found on their own. And we inspire and delight them with concierge level support from the planning phase all the way through to checkout and beyond. We just passed Tablet's 25th anniversary, and it's now been 8 years since Tablet was acquired by Michelin. But prior to that time, Tablet and Michelin were two separate companies that shared a similar mission and a passion for showcasing the best in hospitality. So when we joined forces in 2018, we combined that passion and shared curatorial expertise so that our users can find and book our hotel recommendations now through both the Michelin Guide and Tablet hotels. And on the Michelin platforms, our users find our hotel selection directly alongside our restaurant selection. And later in this presentation, Nikki will discuss more about what that means and the value that placement brings to our hotel partners. But really the bottom line here is that exceptional curation and our ability to provide trusted recommendations to our users, these are fundamental to what we do. So with that in mind, I'll tell you a bit about our hotel evaluation and selection process and the criteria that our selection team use. So each hotel featured in our selection has been handpicked by a dedicated team comprised of individuals known as hotel inspectors. The inspectors are full-time employees, and they work anonymously and independently for the commercial teams to ensure total impartiality. And their curation decisions are made based upon the criteria you see on the slide. So they evaluate hotels according to their excellence in interior design and architecture, their individualism and personality, their consistency in providing high quality service, comfort, and overall maintenance, the hotel's contribution to the local experience, and whether the hotel delivers an extraordinary experience for its price. And the inspectors also give special consideration to hotels that provide high quality food experiences. So especially hotels with Michelin star restaurants or restaurants with star potential. And they pay close attention to hotels demonstrating a strong commitment to environmental and community sustainability. Their evaluation notes and their feedback are kept confidential, so they aren't even visible to our team. We simply see if a hotel has been approved or not. And the process doesn't end with that initial review. That's really just the start, because every hotel we feature is then reevaluated on a regular and ongoing basis. So our selection is continuously validated and updated. I'll go to the next. Okay, so now building on the central role of those selection criteria in our curation, those are the same criteria that our inspectors use when they assess hotels for potential Michelin key recognition. And of course, the key is Michelin's newest distinction specifically for hotels. Keys are similar to stars for restaurants. They're awarded to the most spectacular properties in our collection. So every hotel in our selection, no matter the destination, is eligible to receive keys. And like stars, the distinction is defined by a hierarchy of 1, 2, or 3 keys. So 1 key denotes a very special stay, 2 keys designate an exceptional stay, and 3 keys celebrate an extraordinary stay. Keys are chosen solely by the hotel inspectors. So they truly do oversee every aspect of our curation. And they're constantly traveling. They're staying in hotels as paying guests who never reveal their affiliation with the Michelin Guide. And this allows them to consider their entire experience holistically. They don't approach their evaluation with checklists or an algorithm. They're considering the overall impression of their experience in the context of these subjective criteria. So there's a very human element to their process, and that's exactly what gives our users trust and confidence in our recommendations. There are no specific features that a hotel must have to receive a key. So certain selection criteria may be highlighted far more obviously at one hotel compared to another, and it's entirely possible that both hotels are awarded a key. So the idea is that this approach creates space for the inspectors to determine which hotels to award based on their full experience as a guest and their industry expertise. And that's really what makes our selection unique from other guides. I'll go right to the next one. Thanks, Nikki. So now shifting gears a bit, you can see exactly where our hotel selection lives here. As you know, each of your hotels has a dedicated listing and is bookable on both the tablet and Michelin Guide websites, as well as the tablet and Michelin Guide branded iOS and Android apps. If you haven't done so already, you should definitely take a moment after this webinar to download the Michelin Guide app and pull up your hotel's listing. That way you can see your hotel exactly as our customers do. But just like the hotel selection itself is identical on both brand platforms, all of the information you provide to us, so your hotel amenities, policies, rates, and availability, this data displays on both platforms in a similar way and is based upon what is loaded in our extranet and being sent via your channel manager. So when you receive a booking from our channel, we'll notify you in the same way, regardless of which platform it originated from, and you'll see the specific brand indicated on the booking notification. And what this means for our partners is that you're benefiting from two distinct brand platforms managed through a single channel. And our platforms are both designed to be intuitive and refreshingly simple. So our users aren't going to be distracted by ads, endless banners, or pop-ups. We're really trying to keep the focus on our incredible hotel selection. Okay, so on these next couple of slides, you'll get a sense of just how wide our reach is for both brands. You can see that I'll go right to the next actually. Sorry, we switched them out. Okay, so on tablet, we currently have over 500,000 active email subscribers, 4 million site visits a year, and strong social media presence with 212,000 followers on Instagram and 250,000 app installs. And I'll go back one slide. Okay, and you can see that the Michelin Guide brand is operating on a vast scale, and this really reflects the global notoriety of the brand. The Michelin Guide can claim over 40 million website visits per year and an impressive social media presence with a combined following of over 4 million users on multiple platforms and 2.5 million app installs so far. And so this gives you a sense really of the total of our reach and influence, but I do want to highlight that the Michelin Guide audience is vast and international. I'll turn it back to Nikki.
Thank you so much, Kat. And I think that's like related to what we're talking about today when it comes to optimizing your partnership. I think those numbers are so important to highlight because we really do have this reach and this large audience where we're exposing them to your hotels. And so we want to make sure that we're making the most of our partnership. So we talked a little bit about who we are and our reach and kind of how people can book your hotels. But I also want to speak a bit on what makes us a little bit different from other OTAs. And of course, first and foremost, we are a curation, but we do have that unique element of a restaurant selection alongside the hotel selection on the Michelin Guide. We know that no other OTA has this two separate selections and really this ability to capture different kinds of users in this way. So we know that when users search for restaurants, we're able to expose them to hotels and vice versa. When people are looking for a hotel, we're able to have some crossover and help them complement their stay by exposing them to the restaurant selection as well. The restaurant audience, The Michelin Guide restaurant audience has been around for a long, long time, much longer than we've had the official hotel selection on the Michelin Guide site. And so it's a much larger audience. But the great thing is that when people search for a restaurant, if we have a hotel nearby, we will suggest it. We suggest restaurants and hotels all over the site. So there's a fair amount of crossover. We know from our own data that about half of Michelin Guide website users that looked at a hotel page in Northern Europe also looked at a restaurant a nearby restaurant in the same session. So we know that there's a lot of back and forth there. We'll talk in a little bit about our Plus program, but we did some digging. I had a presentation a couple of weeks ago where I talked about travel trends. If you were not able to see it live, we will have a replay available next week for people to view. But some of the things that we learned from our data around these trends is that our hotels that are participating in Plus and that offer food and beverage centered amenities are booked much more than the location average. And for example, there's a hotel in Prague that offers a complimentary 3-course meal for Plus members and is booked 30% more than the location average. So it's just a good example of how people are looking to Michelin for restaurants and then being exposed to hotels as well. And we really try to benefit from that crossover and those complementary interests as much as we can. And we also saw it in our trending destinations as well. If you attended that session, we talked about how southern U.S. states like Texas and Colorado and the southern states like Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee are the fastest growing markets in the United States. And we see a correlation there with the expansion of the Michelin Restaurant Guide. So what we're seeing is that when the restaurant guide debuts in new areas, we see hotel bookings growing and those locations becoming more popular from the hotel side as well. So we're seeing this really organic number of bookings from people who are an existing member of the Michelin Guide restaurant audience who are now booking hotels. So it's pretty exciting. As I said before, we are the only OTA that offers this element, and we're really able to give your hotels a lot more visibility through this audience. Alongside that, we also have an editorial aspect where we kind of bring together our lifestyle components, so the gastronomy and hospitality, through online magazines and editorial features, really highlighting what we feel like is the best of hospitality. We have an in-house editorial team on both brands, Tablet and Michelin Guide. They are also the ones who write all of your hotel descriptions. And we often do features on specific hotels, hotel groups, destinations, restaurants, food and beverage. And again, it's another way we are capturing users who are interested in hospitality and really try to keep them engaged as loyal hotel clients. And of course, obviously, provide you, our partner hotels, more visibility. So we always encourage hotels, if you have interesting ideas or pitches, different things that you would like to highlight about your hotel that you think would make for a good editorial feature, please let us know. We're always happy to hear from you in that vein. And really, you are the best ambassador for your hotel for us. So we love to receive that information and pass it along to our editorial teams to hopefully get you more coverage. So we talked a little bit about who we are, what makes us a little bit different. And now I just want to touch briefly on our users because they're so important to the whole aspect of the partnership. And really, we like to say, we're a little bit different than other OTAs. We're not your typical OTA, and our clients are really not your typical hotel guest. Our users are affluent and well-traveled. They generally book higher ADRs. They are very engaged. They care about where they stay. They really want more than just a bed to sleep in or just a random hotel. They really put a lot of effort into deciding where they want to stay, and they want to have that bear out in their experience. The largest number of our users are in the US, and top cities account for about a quarter of all of our site traffic. So much of it is coming from New York, Los Angeles, London, San Francisco, and Paris. You can see on this slide we have nearly 4 million accounts across both brands. We have about 30,000 Plus members. Again, we'll talk about Plus in a minute. And then we also have a fair amount of pro agent consortia members who do book on behalf of their clients. So our audience, as I said, they are affluent and well-traveled. They are generally coming from a high household income. They are creative, curious. They're entertainment and design execs, business owners, restaurateurs, chefs, really running the gamut of people who are really caring about hotels and where they want to travel. We also know, just kind of from a behavioral perspective, our users really meticulously and thoroughly plan their trips. They also are willing to spend more for highly rated hotels, and they are willing to spend more for an incredible hotel experience. And in fact, although we capture a small volume of room nights compared to other maybe larger OTAs, we do it at 2 to 3 times the ADR, the normal ADR, because our users are spending more money on incredible hotels, booking higher room categories, and all that good stuff. Obviously I've talked about it already, but our users are experience seekers, and they are aware of the food scene and really seeking out eating at Michelin recommended restaurants. So like I said, we're always saying that our users are special. They really care about where they stay, and they will put the hotel experience above everything else when they're planning their travels. So now that we've talked a little bit about who our clients are and who we are, we're going to talk kind of what we're here for, the meat of the conversation. Kat's going to tell you how you can optimize your listing and hopefully convert as many bookings as possible.
Thank you, Nikki. Yep, so we'll get right into it. So when we talk about what drives our conversion rate, we like to think of it coming down into 3 fundamental concepts above everything else. So that first is competitive pricing. We know that being in parity with other channels is essential, and that is truly regardless of the client's budget. Of course, no one wants to pay a premium for exactly the same product that they could book elsewhere. And we know this to be the case even for affluent travelers who regularly book a high ADR. Our clients, as Nikki mentioned, they do a lot of research before they book. They are savvy. They're conscious of pricing and value. And so many of our users really prefer to book with us. But it's not at all uncommon for them to reach out to us for a rate match if they see a lower rate available elsewhere. So with that in mind, we offer many avenues to keep your rates in parity and your pricing competitive. So things like gated members-only rates and dedicated sales that include marketing and enhanced visibility. I'm going to go back just one slide, Nikki. Oh, there we go. So that next pillar driving our conversion rate is participation in our Plus program. We really believe that it's our job to make our clients feel special and to address their needs. And one of the primary ways we do this is by guaranteeing special benefits and attractive privileges to our loyal users through Plus. And that third pillar here is our ability to fulfill incredible hotel experiences. We attract our users with our commitment to curation, and we retain their trust and build loyalty by delivering on our recommendations. Our users then validate that through their feedback. So before they book, our clients want to know that previous guests were satisfied with their stay, and we want to ensure that our users will return to book with us again and again. So Curation and user feedback really go hand in hand in perpetuating those exceptional experiences and building user loyalty. So I'll go right to the next. Thank you. Okay, so now digging a bit deeper into that first category, competitive pricing, we have a variety of promotional rate plans that you can take advantage of. The first is public sales. So these are offers that are available to every visitor on our site. And because of that, they'll reach the largest audience. So typically, these are going to be set up as a flash or limited time sale. And these offers are more likely to be featured in newsletters and marketing campaigns. So definitely keep that in mind if you're seeking additional visibility. Next are member rates. These are a great option if you'd like to create a private or opaque offer. And this is the most popular option for deeper discounts, or if you prefer to have a long-standing offer, because these rates won't be visible on meta search. And next are plus member rates. These are very similar to member rates, but the difference is that these offers are only available to our paying plus members. So there's an added layer of privacy that targets our most valuable clients. And these rates are typically, they'll feature an additional 5 to 10% discount beyond the member rate if you're offering both, because plus members will already have access to member rates. And just one more that's not featured on this slide, I do want to mention mobile-only rates. You can participate in mobile-only rates as well. So these are going to be visible while browsing on mobile devices and, of course, on the tablet and Michelin Guide apps. Okay, so the best way to secure guaranteed additional visibility is by creating a special offer that is exclusive to our channels. We have an ongoing exclusive sale campaign that includes free marketing opportunities like inclusion in our newsletter, which is, again, received by more than 500,000 subscribers, as well as social media exposure. And you have the potential for additional highlighting directly on the tablet and Michelin Guide homepages. So if this is something you might be interested in, just stay tuned because we'll return to this topic again in a bit. But I'll go and turn it back to Nikki to tell you about Plus.
Thanks, Kat. So another suggestion to optimize your listing and get more bookings is by joining our Plus program. So you're probably already familiar with Plus. Many of you in this call might already be participating in Plus, but if you're not, or if you just want a little refresher, it's our program where participating hotels offer VIP amenities to our paying members. In the previous slide, I mentioned we have about 30,000 paying members at the moment. And in exchange, you get expanded marketing opportunities and priority ranking in search results. So we know that in the hotel landscape, there are so many options of places to book, places to stay, and Plus is a really nice way to get kind of more than just one-off bookings and guests. It really allows you to access our loyal users who come back and will book with us and stay with you again and again. And it's really, these users are really kind of a step above. And they really, we'll talk a little bit more in detail about our Plus members, but they are really the ones that you want to get your hotel in front of. So if you're already in Plus and you're saying, well, I'm already joined Plus, what can I do? I talked about it before, but we are seeing from our data that hotels that are offering unique amenities or food and beverage based amenities are really seeing an increase in bookings. And we're seeing just much more interest in those hotels. So one option would be to chat with your business development manager and talk about the amenities that you're offering and see if there's something else that you can offer that might help get a little more attention for your hotel and, of course, more bookings. So as I said, we're well aware the industry landscape is saturated not only with options, but with loyalty programs. And there's a good reason for that. It's much more cost effective to invest in retaining guests than to try to get those one-off bookings or just get heads in beds, as they say. So one of the greatest things about Plus is that it's not just about points accrual, or it's not a templated one size fits all loyalty model. It's really a collective of amazing hotels all over the world that you can be a part of. And speaking of that collective, we are super excited to share that last year we crossed over and now have over 1,500. I think we're close to 1,600 now, plus hotels in our selection. So it's exciting to have so many hotels that are really part of this program. And then in addition to the benefits of participating in Plus that I mentioned before, you also get prime access to our VIP members. They really are the ideal guest. They are willing to spend more on higher room categories, but also on shopping, F&B, and wellness during their stay. Plus members are typically in the top 1% of highest income earners, and they are very frequent travelers. So they travel 8 times more than the average US adult. The majority, as you can see on this slide, majority of Plus members book premium room categories, and ADR from Plus members is 13% higher than our non-Plus users, which really, again, means that they are spending more money overall and booking these higher, more expensive room categories. They are also very loyal, so when they find a place that they want to stay, they will return. Over the past 3 years, 20% of Plus members rebooked at the same hotels, and 74% repeatedly booked Plus hotels. So they are really looking to book when they can at participating hotels. We also have a really good retention rate for our Plus members. So we know that 85% of Plus members renew after their first year. And the majority of Plus members, almost 60%, have been around for more than 3 years. So they are growing with us as a company, they are engaged with us, and they are booking Plus hotels. So again, this is really kind of the audience that you want to get on your side, the audience that you want to get your hotel in front of. And then this is just kind of a fun slide where we have a highlight of a top Michelin Guide Plus member who's been a member since 2021, so fits into that over 3 years category. Really living the life that I would like to live, traveling all over the world and staying at fabulous hotels, booking 1, 2, and 3 key properties mostly. But I also love on here, you can see that this user, James, has almost 200 restaurants that he has favorited on the Michelin Guide site. So it's a really good example of kind of that crossover that I talked about earlier of people who are interested in restaurants and gastronomy, but they are also a Plus member and booking lots of hotels and traveling a lot. So it's cool to see an example of that kind of user. Okay, so the final pillar of optimizing your conversion is what we call an incredible hotel experience. And of course, we know that that includes the booking experience from finding your hotel to booking and beyond the stay. So we always want to make sure that we have updated content from you, updated photos, amenities, and policies so that everything that we are presenting to our users is on par with what they will receive when they are a guest at your hotel. This is, of course, to ensure that they have a great stay, but we also want to make sure they leave a good review that will hopefully, as Kat had talked about before, that will hopefully influence other users to book your hotel. So our users definitely rely on us for trusted recommendations, but they do also look to these peer reviews from like-minded users when making a decision about where to book. So the better your reviews, the higher your feedback score, the more likely you are to convert. And it sounds very simple, but it is very simple. So if you're not familiar with how our feedback score works, after a guest stay is completed, we do send an email. I believe it's about 72 hours after they check out, and we request them to leave their feedback. And once your hotel has 3 or more reviews that have been published, you will receive a score out of 20. Again, this is really an important part of the booking, the overall experience, because we know that our users really trust their peers. We have our feedback and reviews are managed by our incredible, diverse, well-traveled team of travel specialists. They are the ones who are supporting our clients before, during, and after their stays. And they really develop meaningful and trusting relationships with both hotels and guests alike. Um, their interactions with guests vary from helping clients choose the best hotel and restaurants and troubleshooting any challenges they may have during their stay. And they also, as I mentioned, field those reviews and feedback. So one tip that's good here is to be on the lookout for any emails you might receive from our travel specialist team if there was an issue with a stay or if they did receive some poor feedback. And so you can be in touch with our team to kind of help resolve that. We just had a panel yesterday where we chatted with a couple of independent luxury travel agents who work with us, and we talked about how we know that mistakes can happen, things can go wrong. You know, it's normal in this business, but really the important thing is how you handle it and what you do to make it right. And so working with us, working with our customer service team, making sure that you know, any issues that might come up are addressed so that your feedback score isn't affected, so that you can have great reviews, and so that your listing is as attractive and enticing as it can be for people who are interested in booking. So just to kind of wrap up this section, we just want to boil down all this information about how to optimize your listing into these few main points. So the pillars of optimizing your conversion plus kind of all of these unique aspects of our brand and business. It's really the secret sauce that helps us maintain successful partnerships, helps our clients keep coming back, and of course, brings you more bookings. So our Plus program, our competitive pricing and sale campaign opportunities, our dedication to our curation and service and user experience, those are kind of all of those key ingredients that go into helping you succeed and help you get more bookings and really optimize your partnership. And we like to say kind of what you put into it, how you interact with us, if you're engaged and sending us information that might make a good editorial feature, for example, or just making sure all of your photos and amenities are updated so guests will receive exactly what they think they will. Constantly thinking about how we can, you know, if you're part of Plus, what we can do to get those members better amenities, things like that. You know, the more we work together, the more you put into it, the more you're going to succeed and see those bookings come in. So Kat is going to take over again, and we'll talk about kind of what we have coming up and what you can actually concretely do to work with us and to participate in some upcoming opportunities.
Thank you, Nikki. We'll go right to the next. Okay, so just a quick call out here on some current opportunities and resources. We touched on that exclusive sale campaign, the one that highlights exclusive rates and provides additional visibility. And our next sale starts on Monday, so it's not too late to participate. We'll post a link in the chat for you where you can sign up either for this upcoming booking window running from March 2nd to 16th or any of our future sales. And through this link, you'll be able to review our full sale calendar and you can select your preferred dates and customize an offer directly through the form. The campaign requires a rate that is exclusive to our channel and bookable for a short 2-week window. And again, the hotels that participate are guaranteed additional marketing. So definitely take a look. We'd love for you all to join. And I also want to highlight that all of the content from our ongoing Travel Week series, which Nikki has been spearheading beautifully for the past couple of weeks, is going to be available for you to review. In the next week, I think we'll have everything uploaded. I think some of you have attended our other sessions, but if not, you can check it out through another link that we'll post in the chat. Some background on Travel Week for you though. This is our 5th year hosting the event. It's a virtual summit that brings together our hotel community. We've been discussing business trends and topics, This webinar, as you likely know, is part of our Travel Week series. So again, you can rewatch all of the content from this year, including this session, through the link in the chat, starting next week. Also, upcoming for the Travel Week series, you can expect to receive more information on our next session that will be scheduled, so more details to come soon. And we also have some content headed your way in the near future that I am especially excited to read. It is an interview with one of the hotel inspectors. So haven't read it yet and can't wait for that to be out.
And I will also, yes, that's going to be very fun. And I will also say we will be sending out, if you attended our travel trends presentation a couple weeks ago, or even if you didn't, we're going to be sending out kind of our version of an annual report that will combine some of our data and these trends into one sort of lovely PDF that should include some insights and some tips for your hotel as well.
Thank you, Nikki.
Just a plug
just in case you don't want to rewatch everything.
Exactly.
Maybe you do. Okay, I'll go right to that last slide. Okay. So again, just bringing everything back to optimizing our partnership. We put together this simple checklist here for your reference. Just some reminders here. We hope you'll all take a moment to be sure your rates are in parity, maybe to sign up for one of our sales using that link, and that you'll consider enrolling in Plus if you're not already participating, or maybe update those amenities. And you can always reach out to your business development manager for tailored recommendations. I will add another email address in the chat just in case you don't know who your business development manager is. That way you can contact us that way. So with that, we reached the end. We'll go ahead and open up the floor to you all. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to unmute your microphone or drop them in the chat.
Yes, you can put a question in the chat, raise your hand, unmute your microphone, do whatever feels right. And we had a question already about that Carly had asked about submitting content and editorial ideas. And yes, you can either email this address that I put here in the chat, or if you know your business development manager's contact info, feel free to reach out to them and they will make sure that that information is passed along to the correct people on our editorial teams. And it looks like, yes, Edson had asked, can we get a copy? Yes, so we will have the recording posted on the Hey Summit site, which is where we host all of our event series information. And we'll have the recording, and then also we'll have the slides from this presentation on there as well. And we'll be sending out an email next week when those are all live, likely with that inspector Q&A that's coming soon as well. Don't know if we have any other questions. I will say we also get questions about Plus amenities if you're part of our Plus program, and kind of what you can do to take a look at them and update them. So that would be another good conversation for your business development manager, or if you're not sure of who that person might be, you can reach out to Hotel Partnerships. Or if you're not part of Plus and you want to join and you're eligible, then we would love to hear from you as well.
And just one more note, something that comes up frequently regarding Plus. So the Plus program has an enrollment option that has no annual fee attached to it. We also have a paid version of the program. So some slight differences between them, but they both have similar marketing advantages for hotels. So if you're interested in signing up, that can be done without a fee as well, in case that's a concern.
Yes. And Carly had asked, so we touched on keys.
Destination.
Yeah, that's a great question. So our inspection team sets their kind of travel destinations, their travel schedule. So they do aim to visit all areas, all destinations, all hotels. So there's not really one specific thing that we would be able to do to kind of influence their travel or, kind of where they're visiting. But they are on the road all the time, always. So they're out there and
Constantly on the
anonymous.
road. They're
Yeah.
international as well. They're based
Mhm.
around the world. So you would be amazed at how many hotels they manage to visit.
Yes. Excellent. I don't know if we have any more questions at the moment. If you do think of something after the call, um, or if you just want to reach out to chat more, you can always email us. We're always available to answer any questions or chat with you about anything we covered or any other ideas you might have working with us. So we're excited for this year. We've got a lot of exciting things in the works that we can't quite talk about yet, but but should be coming up that we will be able to share with the our hotel community. So really grateful to you all for being here and just being a part of it. I will put the email address in here again for you, Edson, as well. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Kat. Thanks to everyone
Thank
else.
you. Thank you all for your
And we
time.
will chat with you all soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.